What's up, beautiful people? I hope you're doing well. Happy New Year to you. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube, but nevertheless, I'm here. I wanted to stop by and talk about um, why young people, right? Why do young people question their parents drilling them on a regular basis, right? It seems like a lot of young adults say, you know what, my mom is on my back about, taking care of my bills or being responsible or, emphasizing, taking care of your credit, all those things, right? Or even, watch who you hanging out with, all those things, right? That seem to annoy a lot of young people. The intelligent young people take that in and are very grateful that they have parents that actually are concerned about their lives, right? So they see things from a whole different perspective, right? Because they come from a place of gratitude, right? You have somebody in your court, right? You have somebody that will go to bat for you. That type of kid sees things totally different. Let me tell you, from the perspective of a parent, the reason why those of us that are truly concerned about our children, the reason why we stay on top of you, and sometimes you may even, view it as nagging, but the reason why is because we've been through life. We know what it takes, to succeed. Succeed in a way, I'm not talking about houses or cars, but in a way where you step into a bank and people address you differently because of what your bank account looks like. You know what I'm saying? We take out time from our own experience. It's almost like we dig deep down inside to be able to pass on these nuggets of knowledge so that when you go out into the world, you can make certain moves in your life that will set you up the right way, that will set you up to succeed, on a path to succeed, right? And not to fail. When when you get out on your own and you start to make decisions, and you don't heed the warning, you don't heed the wisdom that's coming from your parents, what happens is you get into situations in where you should have known better because you had the knowledge, you had the education, right, to make wiser decisions. So here you are making decisions that, you might even have to turn to your parents and be like, look, I need you to, you know what I mean? I need you to get me out of this one, right? And that could only last but for so long because, as you become an adult, you're supposed to be conducting your life as an adult, not like a child. So when you go out to, before you get your first credit card, make sure you understand the fine print, right? Make sure you understand what you're signing up for. It's not just free money. It's something you have to be disciplined enough to pay back. On top of that, if you're going to go and get an apartment, read the fine print on the lease. If you want to break a lease, you need to know that there's a penalty. If you go and buy a vehicle, make sure you understand the fine print. Again, all these dots connect to one another, because if you go and buy a vehicle and you have just played around with your credit, that means that when you go buy a vehicle, you're going to have to pay a higher interest rate. If you play around with your money, right, and you go and buy a lot of, Louis Vuitton and Gucci, not that there's anything wrong for that, with that. There's a time and a place for that. You got to be at that point. If you're at a point in your life financially where you can't do Louis Vuitton, don't try to do Gucci or any of those things. You might have to, sacrifice and, start popping tags at the thrift shop. You know what I'm saying? But so that your bank account could reflect you being able to go and get a car at a lower interest rate. There's so many things that parents, again, caring parents, try to pass on to their children only because they want to give you a head start. You know what I'm saying? Probably your parents didn't have parents that invested in them. So they had to learn this the hard way. So they have put it to the test, and they see that if they do it a certain way, right? If you do things a certain way, you get a certain outcome. But if you have parents and you know they care for you, again, they go to bat for you. They love you. And you still trying to do things the way you want to do them, don't complain to anybody. Take accountability for your own actions. We've got to do better. Your parents are not your enemy. Not those parents that care for you. I'm not talking about, again, and I have to emphasize this, we're not talking about abusive parents. We're not talking about manipulative parents. We're not talking about narcissistic parents. We're talking about parents that have put their hand to the plow, parents that love you, that have been there for you, that have attended parents teacher conference night, that have, hired a tutor on the side for you to get the math so that you can get to where you need to get. Parents that have invested in you, that love you. They're not asking you for nothing. What they want is for you to be a productive human being and be responsible, to look and do your life. Because when you make choices that are responsible, believe it or not, it gives your parents a tremendous amount of, this person, I don't know. They thought that stop sign meant, take a nap. Lord. Anyway, getting back to this. When your parents, all they want from you is to know that you are taking the reins of your life and being responsible. That's all they want. It gives them so much joy knowing that you are running with the information that they have given you to lead the kind of life that you want to live. I hope you have a wonderful day. Be sure to be kind. Remember, there's other people around you that are going through things that you have no idea about. Be kind. Have a good day.